Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I am back to work on the rainbow challenge. I'm a week behind, oops, but that's because I've been working on the garden, which is very fitting for the fact that this week the colour is green. So I've got my usual pile of goodies that I want to decorate, repurpose, upcycle, all the rest of it. I've got my tray of green stuff, which those of you who follow my channel know that I use green a lot, so I had to be quite selective in what I picked. So I've just got a bit of stuff. Hopefully I've got enough, I'm sure I do. I probably got too much, but I didn't want to get everything out. And then I've got a pile of scraps in greens and neutrals that I'm sure I'll definitely be able to use. So it's been a while since I've been in my craft room. Those of you who watched my Mahalo monthly video the other day will know the reasons why, and that I have been away for a while. So I'm a bit rusty, but I'm just going to see what I can get done today. And I have no idea where to start, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to start with this one. Okay, so this was from, I want to say, a Belvita box, and there were two side panels that were actually this shape. It had like a perforated edge, and I thought they'd be cool little pockets. So I've got one for Green Week, and just excuse me whilst I'm reaching for a glue book, because what I am thinking is I am going to collage it very simply with some text and maybe a bit of green from my little pile of scraps that I've got here. So I'm going to just pull out the small things first, I think, because it would be lovely if at the end of this challenge I could just not have this pile of stuff next to me at the end. So yeah, try my best to use it as I go. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, I thought I would start with this because collaging is quite relaxing and quite carefree, isn't it? So I thought to get me back into it, this would be a good place to start. So I'm going to use my glue stick to keep things easy, and I'm just going to go around with the text, and anything that comes up I'll just use my best glue, my art glitter glue. And yeah, I'm just going to try and use all these little bits up where I can, you know, just to get a nice background, which I can then, well, decorate somehow. The stickers, fussy cuts, the usual probably. And I'm trying not to be too precious about things. I'm just trying to cover up the background basically. Oops, oops, oops. Oh goodness, I've forgotten how to use a glue stick. There we go. Or I want to cover up the yellow. Yeah, that's it. I think we should get a little bit of, oh, we could do brown. We could do a bit of green and brown maybe. This is a bit of sticker paper, may as well get that in. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit slow to get back into everything, because I've had a lot of time off, more time than I was expecting to have off, but it is what it is, and I'm just going to take my time to get back into everything, and you know, I'm sure it will all come flooding back to me with time. Right, so do I want a bit of green? No, it just seems a bit random, doesn't it? Do I just go with a bit more text? Oh, maybe we could do something upside down. Or to the, oh yeah, let's do it to, oh, you know, my dog has been quiet as a mouse all morning, and as soon as I sit down to do this video, there he goes. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, what a mess that is, but once we cut it down, we're going to be good. I decided to cover up the brown sticker paper because it just looked a little bit random. So I've just gone all over with the different text, and I've turned things, you know, upside down, left to right, back to front, all the rest of it, to give a bit of interest as well. And I'm going to get my scissors very stuck up by cutting around this. But straight away we have a cool, interesting base, which I definitely need to glue better than that. So I am going to hit pause again and just get this stuff off my hands and just glue it better. And then, yeah, we'll decorate it in a second. Okay, all glued, and I've also just inked around it as well. And I was just looking through, I want to use some of my clusters because, you know, I spend the time making these and I never get around to using them. And I thought that looks really cool on there. But I feel like I need to bring the collage out to the left a little bit. So I could do something like that. But then I feel like I want some kind of label. Now I know we've got a number over here, but we haven't got a, you know, a sciencey type label. That looks cool, but not quite what I'm after. I mean, I might just go with that. I'm trying that thing where, you know, you don't want to just look through. I mean, you know, maybe we do want to look through every label. No, I'm joking. We don't. We don't want to look through every label. But, ooh, maybe a dark brown one would be nice. Let's try this. No, I do prefer the collected by. I'm just trying to decide whether to cover that fern or not. Which seems a bit sad to cover the fern, so I won't. I think that would be good. So let me just give those an ink, just the sides that you can see. So yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about clusters is if and when you remember to use them, they instant decoration. And really handy to have in your stash. It's just, for me, I'm a bit neglectful of you know, using my clusters. Not on purpose, because I love the clusters that I make, but I just forget to get them out. So I'm making it a habit now of trying very hard to get them out. And especially for this, I mean, it's been, you know, really handy doing the rainbow challenge because it gets you using stuff that you've been ignoring. I sound like a broken record because I've said that a few times throughout this challenge, but it really has been just a pleasure to get out stuff that yeah, I've been ignoring a bit. So I'm gonna pop that on there like that. And I've already forgotten where I was going to have this label. Was it going to sort of sneak in there somehow? Like that. Yeah. Okay, right. There we go. Ooh. Just trying to decide whether I should have any crochet on this or not. I'm thinking not. I'm thinking it's probably not necessary. But I am going to see what I feel like when I actually see it. Right, just give all that a bit of a squeeze. There we go. Okay, I'm doing my perfectionist thing. Oh no. Right, there we go. Now I had some fabrics on this tray. Oh, there they are. I've got just a bit of crochet, so I'm just going to see. You know what, I'm thinking not. I just really like that on its own, actually. Very botanical, very cool. So I'm going to leave that as that. So that's one piece. There we go. So let's move on. Again, I'm trying to stick with easy to start with. So I have got this envelope, obviously. It came from a card making kit that I bought quite a while ago from a shop here in the UK called Hobbycraft. They did like foresty woodland type series. And I thought, for a change, hefty lump of glue there, I would do a pocket. Oh my goodness, a pocket, Justine, an envelope into a pocket. Amazing, no one's ever done that. No, I'm joking, they really have. But I saw this idea, I think on Tanya's channel, and that's Tanya from Tatty Treasure. And essentially, we make, so I've just glued the top flap straight down, so that's our background, and then you can make this whole bit the pocket. Yeah, so what we want to do then is essentially glue it up like an envelope, I think. Yeah, so what am I gluing? I need to glue this edge, that's it, and this edge, so that will glue there, and we want to glue this edge. So we're almost gluing it up like we would an envelope. Oh, too much glue, too much glue. But you want to make sure that you're not getting glue inside the actual pocket part. So don't get glue on this tip of this part here, for example, because that will just glue up your pocket. That's it. So I think that's all glued where it's supposed to be. That's it. So essentially now you've got this really nice sized pocket in there, and then of course the whole thing can be a pocket or a side tuck or something. So I'm just gonna bone folded that down a bit. That's it. There we go. Right, decoration. So this came from the same card making kit. It's a little, almost like a seal type thing. Size wise fits quite nicely. But essentially what I want to cover up is the fact that it looks like an envelope at the moment, where you can see the envelope bottom. So I'm thinking with careful placement we can have that on there, and then I'm thinking what this would look like behind it, or a strip of paper if I want it to be less bulky. Oh, I like it with the crochet. It's really simple, but I don't think it needs anything else because the envelope itself is quite patterned. Oh goodness me, I'm knocking everything over. It has been a while since I've been in here. I know I've said it, but honestly, please bear with me at the moment. I am I'm a bit scatterbrained, and it's because I've not been in here, so you know I don't know where things are, and I just have to get back into the swing of things. But yeah, basically I needed some time off this month to work on the garden. We've made quite big changes, which I did show in my Mahalo monthly video the other day, and yeah, it took quite a lot out of me. I didn't realise. I'm glad that we did it, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. But you know, it was quite a big change, and a lot of thought and hard work went into it, and we're not finished, you know, there's still plenty more to be done, but the biggest part is done now. So but yeah, I sort of want to get back into things ready for September, where I go back to work, and that includes filming. So you know, filming as part of my usual schedule. So eventually I'll be a little bit less scatterbrained, but for the time being I'm going to be a little bit all over the place, I think. So I'm going to use the beacon again, which seems to be mightily clogged up these days. So I just spent about 5 minutes trying to clear that glue, and it still won't come out, so I'll give up with that, and I'm hoping the art glitter glue will do just fine. Okay, again, just positioning that so it's sort of, yeah, just a really nice decoration in the middle. Simple. I'm definitely going with simple today, but I'm liking how everything's looking so far. So, okay, there we are. Lovely. And that is a nice sizable 6x4 pocket, which can fit a good sized journal card in. And the whole thing, because it's only an envelope, it's not, you know, it's not bulky, which is cool. So yeah, I might do some more of those. Not in this challenge. I just mean in general. So yeah, there you go, pocket ready to go. So that's 2 pieces. I think I want to look at this next. So I've just got a couple of scraps of green card that they're from my Secret Garden project. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I've just got these pieces left over, and I thought maybe I could make some kind of pocket with them. So they definitely want cutting down. Let me just grab this. And I'm thinking if I were to go with 4 3/4, I think that would be a good width for a lot of journals. So I'm going to do 2 of those, so 4 3/4. So just cut that off along the bottom there. Just cut that off along the bottom a bit better. There we go. Yeah. I don't know about the height of them yet, and I just want to cut that straight because I want to mix them with some music or book text. That's what I'm thinking. Now, for example, if we take the green here, now this is just some music sheet that I've just folded over to give me like you know, a doubled up stiffer edge. And if that were to go across there, I like the contrast between, you know, it lifts the green.
Superb. Contrast is usually defined as to compare in order to show unnoticed or differences. Note the opposite natures, purposes, etc. of. As a noun, contrast is usually defined as the act of contrasting, the state of being contrasted. For more, ask
Alexa, turn off. I don't know if you could hear that. She was going on and on. She was defining contrast to me. I have no idea why. So I'm going to cut this to be 4 3/4 as well. So that was about there. I regret having her in here. I hardly use her for music, and I'm thinking I just I don't know if I should just turn her off. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that up because I want to essentially just visualize how it's going to look, because I have no idea what I'm making, in case you have not realized. So we've got a pocket there, and then the whole thing can be a pocket. Yeah, just 2 of those. I didn't know, I was originally thinking I was going to do some kind of like, I mean, I suppose I could join them together if I wanted to. But equally it will make a very tall pocket, whereas we could just make two little ones. Okay, so let me get the other one to the same level as that. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I am so scatterbrained. I really thought I was ready to come back, but to be honest, I'll tell you one thing. Coming back is probably the hardest thing to do when you've been off as much as I have. You know, when it's your first day back at work after a long holiday, for example, you might spend like the first, I don't know, first day or first morning just you know, going through your emails and basically just getting yourself sorted in that sense. But you know, when it comes to doing videos, there's no hiding from the fact that you're a bit scatterbrained and you're a bit like, you don't really know what's going on. So yeah, oh, there's no hiding when you're on video. Right, so that's those. I'm just going to tidy them up a little bit and straighten things up, and then essentially that will be 2 pockets that we can decorate. So I've got this one, which I'm just going to glue the back down. Now really there's probably no need to have this part on the back. I think I'm just doing it to give a little bit of sturdiness to the book page, because I don't want to cut it too much. I think that's the only reason I'm putting it on the back like this. Just all the while making sure things are straight. And then we can just glue up this front part like a pocket. Now, of course, with this part folded over, we could have done a floating pocket and had this be a pocket on the back. So that is something to think about. I'm not a great lover of the floating pocket, I've decided, so I haven't done it like that, but you could do it like that, and there would be lots of benefits to that. So that's that one. I will give it a final cut trim in a minute, now that the pieces are joined together. And we want to do the same on this one. Or maybe I could make this one into a floating pocket and then we've got one of each. Maybe we could do that. So in order to do that, I'm just going to line that up. We want to glue the 2 sides like we would normally. This one does need cutting down, but I'll do that in a second. So, whoops. Just get that into position, there we go. And then you just glue the 2 sides on the other side, on the back. So you've got a pocket front and back. So this will be a deeper pocket, this one's bigger, but just gives a little bit of variation then. You don't always have to do, you know, the same thing over and over again. It can be small changes. Can give you varied ephemera throughout your journal without actually really having to learn anything new or different. You know, and things don't always have to be tricky. They can be simple, and simple looks just as good in my opinion. So just want to cut that down there. Yep. And then I think this one wants a trim on both sides too. Just check. Yeah. Okay. I was just checking everything was still glued. There we go. Okay, so I think I might round these corners. And I've decided to make this one the front here with this, this is the floating pocket. I'm going to make that the front side because I really like, there's quite a lot of music text, you know, music notes on it and stuff. It's just a little bit more interesting than the other side. I'm going to decorate both sides obviously, but yeah, I think in a journal I would clip it this way. Okay, so I think these definitely want some kind of edging, and I'm going to try something that I've not done before, which is to try to make a ruffle with glue. Oh goodness, without gluing my pocket shut obviously. With this, this is seam binding, but it's not crinkled, it's just a nice like mossy green. So I'm thinking if I try as I might, I might have to do the glue in stages, but yeah. I'm sure there are easier ways to do this, but I just don't want to go and get the sewing machine. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically just go along like that, making a ruffle. But of course, if you don't have a sewing machine, or if you don't want to sew, there are ways to do it with the glue. You know, if you want a nice ruffly edge, because it does look very decorative, then I might be making it look a little bit a little bit sticky mess, but it's possible. So I might have to do just a little bit of this and then do do the rest off screen, because I do want to do a couple of other pieces today, and I do feel like I've been, you know, slower than usual because, yeah, I've not quite got the right head screwed on at the moment, but right, let's just double check I've not glued the pocket closed. There we go. That's just giving it a little bit of decoration. That's just worked just fine with the glue. Definitely easier with a sewing machine, less of a mess, but I'm just going to go along and do the others in the same way. So that's just one-sided. This is obviously the floating pocket, but I think it doesn't add too much bulk, so I'm going to do it on this one as well. Okay, I'm back. I've got all of the seam binding stuff on. A bit tricky with the glue, but we managed it in the end. And then I've just gone through my tray of goodies and I've just pulled out some things that I might be able to decorate this with. So yeah, just going to see what we can do really. So I've got a label and a bird fussy cut here, which I quite like. And then I thought maybe on this one I could do something with these leaves, but I'll probably need to cut them down a bit. So I guess I'm just going to glue this bird down, and then I need to remember this one is double-sided, isn't it? So I need to decorate the other side as well. So let's do this. Yeah, sorry about the pause. As I say, that doing the seam binding with the glue was a bit finicky, I suppose. It's definitely easier with a sewing machine, but yeah, I'm not sure I would do it with glue again. But it was handy to be able to, you know, do that little bit of a ruffle then and there, you know, not having to go off to the sewing machine. So in that sense, it was good. But yeah, I don't do fiddly, as you might have noticed. I don't like finicky. I don't like complicated. I like easy, straightforward, simple. That is me. You know, because sometimes life is hard enough as it is. You don't want to make crafting difficult for yourself as well if you don't need to. And there's nothing wrong with simplicity. I think I've said this before, but for me, sometimes the simplest things are the most beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I love finicky stuff when other people do it, but oh goodness, I just do not have the patience. I have to be honest. I'm not the best with patience, so I like simple. So we've got that. I'm liking how that's looking. I really love the plain green. I might do some stamping, just like a leaf in the corner or something. And then for this side, I was thinking there's not a huge amount of space. This is a pocket. So I thought just like a specimen label, and I've got some little Tim Holtz pieces here, which I was thinking we've got a bird on the front, so I've got this little piece of bird ephemera there, which looks quite good. Or I've got a Tim Holtz mushroom, which has a bit of green on it, so that is a bonus too. Let's see, what do we think? I think I actually preferred this in the corner. I think. Yeah, I don't think it wants a huge amount, because once we've got something in the pocket as well, that obviously adds decoration. And this side, as I say, is, you know, there's less space to decorate. But I will get my stamps out. Don't let me forget. And because when I did I said this card was left over from my Secret Garden lap book that I really enjoyed making. when I used it for backing tags and things, I stamped leaves in the corner, and I actually really liked how that looked, so I want to try and replicate that on these little pockets. That's it. Just gives it a little bit of something. And I've got so much of this little Tim Holtz ephemera that, again, I've had for ages. I do use it, but I bought several packs in one go, and well, yeah, safe to say it's lasted me a long time. Yeah, so as I say, I'll stamp some leaves on the green card. So that's that one. So I've got this label here, and then I thought maybe I can try and wangle these leaves in here somehow, which I will need to. I think it'll be easier if I just treat them as like as individual leaves. I actually think it'll be easier for me to just position them into place. Something like that, maybe. Seems a shame not to. Oh, I could even separate it and put it over here. It's got, look at this. Look at how funny that shape is. It's like, I don't know, it's doing something weird. So I'm just trying to hide that, like so. That's a good thing about fussy cuts and stuff, even, you know, from kits, from books, wherever you're getting them from. If they don't work for your project as they are, for whatever reason, oops, just cut them up and replace them. So I'm going to do something with those. Yeah, just cut them up, and then you can, you know, make the fussy cut work for you better, work better for you. I was getting dreadfully hungry before I clicked pause, so I did have to go off and get some lunch. Oh goodness, I was getting the shakes and everything. I don't know if anyone noticed on video, but yeah, I was starting to get very hungry, and I don't know why, because it wasn't terribly late. You know, it was coming up to about 12:15, and you know, I can eat as late as 2 o'clock some days. You know, depending on how I'm feeling at the time. Oh, I just realised I was going to have that. Well, actually, I might put the leaves as the background. I quite like that. So I want to get some glue on this one. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't terribly late or anything, but my goodness me, I was hungry. And I do think it was causing me to not think amazingly well, especially as I'm just coming back to crafting as well. So sorry if the first part was a bit here, there and everywhere. I'm sure it's one of those things that watching it back, it's probably, you know, fine, but when you're filming it, you think it's not quite going quite right. But I'm sure it's fine. Do something like that and put the label on. Oops. And you want that sort of there-ish. Yeah, let's put it there. It's very simply decorated, isn't it? But does the job. I'm just going to see if I want to put a little number on it. I've got that one. I did do some more numbers, but I think I've put them somewhere. I was cutting some up, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago now, but yeah, I don't know what I've done with them. But these might be a bit big. I don't know if I wanted, no, not really. I do feel like I want something else. Let's try this label from Tracy Fox. Just one of her sciencey labels, whoops, but it's a nice little cute size. I just think maybe that will finish that one off. Oops. Yeah, I think it just wanted a little something more. That's it. So should I find these stamps? Because otherwise I'll forget that I want to do it. So I've got this stamp, and I think I was using espresso truffle because it's quite a dark brown. It's almost black actually. So what have we got? Oh, we've got pine cones as well. That could be... No, I would put pine cones at the bottom. Don't ask me why. How about go with this one? I always forget to use my stamps, but it's good to use them because you can add decoration without adding bulk. I should really put something underneath this, shouldn't I? Just in case I get it in the wrong place and get it on my desk. Right, let's try that. Yeah, that'll do. As I say, it just adds a little something. Don't know. I might just add part of a stamp up here. And part of a stamp on the other side, just to create like almost like the illusion that it's a lot of like growth of a tree. There we go, that looks better, doesn't it? Rather than just a random leaf, it looks like a branch hanging down then. Okay, so I'm happy with that. As I say, once I've got something in the pocket, let's just pretend for a moment it's like that. You can then position it to the left and then still see the stamping. So that's that one. Right, let's get this one out. So I think I want... This is quite a big expanse, so I might do the same thing but do it on the other side. I quite liked how that looked, so let's try that again. Oh, I haven't stamped that one very well. Let's just try and... Oops. If I do the same thing. That's it. And there. This one hasn't come out quite so the same, but I think it gets the effect off quite nicely. I'll just do a little bit more. Oh, those of you who watch me often will know, as soon as I get stamps, stencils, all the rest of it out, I can't stop myself. You know? It's a condition. Okay, there we go. Dries quite quickly, this ink, but so that's that. And then I think because this is double-sided, we'll use a different stamp, or not at all on that one. I don't know now because it's might just do a tiny little leaf just for a bit of something. Rather than a big bushel. And I'll do 2 of these. Again, not pressing hard enough. I can tidy that up later, can't I? But yeah, there you go. As I say, my stamping is not amazing. but yeah, I almost lose, you know, trying to do it quickly on video, which is never a good thing. I should really learn to slow down. Okay, so let's just pop these things away. I want to move on to the next thing, right, which is question mark. I've got 2 easy jobs to do. So I've got this pocket. Now this, I made it a couple of years ago now. I was following a video from Natasha from Treasure Books. Basically, it's music sheet or book page with napkin decoupage on it. Can you see my beautiful bunny? And it's housed within 2 like folded over pieces of vellum and stitched around to create this double pocket. Now I never put anything in the front because then you hide the fact that you've decoupaged it, but it's handy for a secret pocket in the back just there. That's what I use them for. So I've got this one, and I thought it's already made, but I want to finish off the decoration on it, and then I thought I'll just include it in the set of stuff. And I've got these green butterfly stickers, which I could pop around him. And then I thought maybe a label or something. So let me see what I've got. I don't want to detract from the bunny too much, so I kind of want something simple. Quite like the simplicity of that. It's quite a light coloured label, so I think I'll go with that. And I quite like doing this with vellum, when you've got things in the background and then you put stuff over the top of the vellum, and it just creates, well, it creates different colours. You know, what's in the background will be more, you know, less vivid than what's in the front, kind of thing. But I just like how it creates almost like this feeling of layers. I started doing this more, and it works with you know, acetate as well as vellum. The idea that you've got something behind as your, you know, background picture, and then you've got just some simple details in the front. In this case, just some stickers and a label. And yeah, I feel like it creates quite a bit of interest into the picture. Now this is quite a wide pocket, admittedly. This is one of the very first things that I ever made, was following this video from Natasha. I made a whole bunch of these pockets, but this was before I knew anything about junk journals, so it's quite a wide pocket. I will check it in a minute, but you know, if someone was doing a file folder, it would work just fine for something like that. Yeah, so it's nearly 5.5 inches, so it will either need to go in the front or back of a journal, a big journal, or an altered file folder. But you know, I thought just simply decorated. And I've also got this little notebook. This came in a set of things from a craft shop. I think there was like 3 different types of notebook, and I thought I might use one of my clusters that we've made on video previously, like at some point. Various videos these are from, but one of these I think would work quite nicely. You know, for just being different, I quite like the circle on the front, you know, and it doesn't detract from this lovely, these are dandelion heads, aren't they? Just want to see what would be like the label instead of the word tree. Ooh, maybe if we had like, you know, like a field notes type label. I've got a few. Don't know if these might be a bit big. These are one of my patron freebies, which I don't know if I've put it anywhere else. I think I was supposed to upload it as a paid for thing elsewhere, but I don't think I've got around to it yet. So if anyone is interested in these labels, let me know, and I'll send you the link as to where you can find them. Okay, let's just see what we think, because it is a oh yes, let's it is a little, yeah, the idea being it's a little field notes label, isn't it? So let's just give that a little ink. I need to print some more of these off, actually. I use them more than I should. There's no shoulds or wants in this. It's I use them a lot, so I should get some more. Yeah, this was a video, circle clusters. I made a whole bunch, and I don't think I've used any of the circle ones, but I like the contrast here between, you know, the rectangular notebook. And I love how that looks in the middle like that. These dandelion heads around. Okay, and then let's pop this on as well. Nothing wrong with the word tree, but it is a bit, well, yes, it is a tree. Well done, Justine, for pointing out the obvious. But I think this way it makes it more like, you know, a nameplate, book plate. That's it. Yeah, how does that look? I like that. I was wondering whether to put some crochet along the spine. Let me just pop these away before I knock them flying. But I quite like the simplicity of it. Did I have some crochet left over? I just wanted to see what it would be like. Sorry if I jog you. I'm just getting my bag of crochets out. I'll just see how it looks and then I can decide whether I want it or not, can't I? Just to hide the staples more than anything, just along there. Let's see. I do and I don't. I do think it finishes it off. Oops, sorry. Goodness me. Ah, did I mention I've not been in here in a while, so I don't know where anything is. Or what not to hit with my hand. So yeah, I think I will run that along there, just to hide the staples, but I think that finishes that off quite nicely. But I will do that off screen because I'm going to be a bit finicky with the glue. So yeah, I'll just glue that after. Right, what have we got? We've got a notebook, a vellum pocket, 2 pockets, another pocket, and an envelope pocket. Made a lot of pockets. But nothing to put in the pockets. Now I did have this. Now I have no idea how much time we've got, so I'm going to start doing this on video. If there's no time, I'm going to cut this out, but I may as well, you know, sit here and do it. So this was a ribbon spool. So all I'm doing is just cutting off where the ribbon spool bits were. Just want to give that little bit another cut. That's it. Because, as you might have guessed, I'm creating some kind of tag with this this piece in the middle. It's going to be where my fluff is going to go. Oh, where's my fluff? Right. Did I mention I'm in a weird mood today? So obviously we want to cover up the writing. Now I mean I could do it either which way, couldn't I? But on here I would have to cover up the whole sort of top piece, whereas if I have it this side, I still have to cover up the whole top piece, don't I? Okay, so I've got some stuff out. I don't want to cover all of this green because it's a lovely green. So I'm thinking if I can kind of take my, whatever it is, paper, around as like a curve, maybe that would work. And I'm toying with either music sheet, or I've also got this, which I've had in my stash a long time, and this could give us quite an interesting background, maybe. So I'm going to try this. I don't know how to go about tearing it. So I think the easiest thing would be, I'm going to tear it a bit lower than what I think. I'm going to tear it backwards. And I'm just going to tear this around this flower basically. And I'm going to see what I get. Yeah, I do need to cover all of that. really. But I just don't want to cover that green. I like it too much. So I'm just sort of positioning it vaguely in place where you would get a little bit of the green through there, look. So I'm just going to tear this backwards because I've got a bit of a white border. I'm going to eat into my picture a little bit more, but that's okay. That's it. I just thought it would be a bit more interesting than just collaging book page, because that's what I would usually grab, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I just feel like doing a bit different. Sorry, I'm just I'm just fiddling with this paper, aren't I? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so how on earth do I do this then? Do you think I can get away with just putting some glue on the card? I'm just going to follow this. Oops, not too much, Justine. Like that. And if I come down here, and then if I need more glue, which I probably do, the usual story, I can just come in with my art glitter glue to get little nooks. That's it. Okay, let's turn that over. Smush glue everywhere. Make sure it's going down straight-ish. I'll tell you what I'm not looking forward to, cutting that shape out. I really want to get one of those punches that creates the shape. I've seen people using them, but I don't know what it is I'm supposed to search for to find one. So if you know, please tell me if you've got one of those punches and you know what it's called. I suppose it's some kind of retail punch, isn't it? So maybe I should be typing that in, because it's not necessarily a craft punch. It's you know, it's for retail. Right, I might be able to use these pieces in something else. Yeah, that looks kind of interesting. You know, collage done for me. Right, so I'm going to hit pause because I'm going to cut out this shape. I'm not going to put you through watching me do that. I'm basically just going to, oops, goodness, stab it with my sharp scissors and just, yeah, follow that shape around. It's not going to be perfect, but that's fine. I just like the idea of keeping that shape in there, so I'll be right back. I might also back the card as well, because I'm going to have to cut the shape again, aren't I? Just about managed. Not the neatest, but I did manage. And then I just did a little bit of collaging on the back to add interest. And I thought, because we have this flower and all this text around, I didn't really feel like I wanted to add too much more. So I thought maybe this label, but then I did feel like I wanted to bring in a bit more green. This is Green Week after all, isn't it? So I thought maybe one of these fussy cuts, but yeah, as I say, I want it to sort of fit with the picture. Now I'm thinking, rather than a picture, I should use, you know, the stamp looked quite good, I think. Equally so does that. I'm going into my numbers again. I'm wondering. I do like it. But as I say, I do feel like I want to add the green. I quite like that stamp, and I'm wondering if I can get away with the stamp and the mushroom. Yeah, I think so. Right, so I've already inked around the label. Let's ink the mushroom. Yeah, as I said, I just wanted to bring in more green, especially as I'm going to put tag topper in the top of it, and that's going to be green. So, but yeah, I'm glad that I didn't have to cover all of that green background. Obviously, I'm covering a big part of it with this big label, but it is there in the background. And then it just brings all my collaging together and just makes it all like it was intended, rather than just I randomly tore around some curved bit of paper. What's that? Love that green. Beautiful. I love all of that green, actually. I do use green a lot, so this week has not been as much of a novelty for me compared with previous colours. But we're on to blue next time, which is a novelty. I don't do a lot with blue. I do in the winter time. I use a bit of blue in the winter time, of course. Now, I don't know if I want to have... just felt like it was missing something. This is one of my words that I've got. I've got it on my Etsy and freebie for my patrons as well. But yeah, it is on my Etsy if you just want 2 sheets of words and phrases that are nature themed. I mean, I could just make it into forest or blade. I just feel like I want to slip something down there, you see. I've got some other words that I got from a different lady on Etsy. Oh, I've got moss. It's a bit big though, isn't it? Yeah, I want something smaller. Right, here we go then. Let me find a word, because I'm pretty sure I do want to use one. Oh, look what I found. One from a book, which might actually be... Right, I need to try and... oh goodness, I've glued that mushroom very well. So I'm just going to see if I can peel it back a little bit. And then just rip around this a bit nicer. This actually came from a children's fairy tale book. So it was big text, perfect for, you know, getting words. And I want to say it was a book of fairy tales, like, you know, the Red Riding Hood type stories. Cinderella, Red Riding Hood. So I was able to get some foresty type words out of it. You know, she was going through the woods and that. Right, I think I'll be able to wangle that in there. I should have really thought about that before gluing the mushroom, but you know, as per usual, you pop something in, then think, right, once more. Want something else. And then I can just peel that back. Probably want to get some more glue in there, but... Isn't it funny, if you stare at a word for too long, you end up looking at it thinking, that is not spelt that way. And I know it is, that says forest. But honestly, sometimes I get to the point where I've stared at a word for so long that I just think, like, is it really, you know, is it really spelt that way? Right. This might be overkill. But, yeah, probably overkill, Justine. Right, so I had some bits of stuff in here. Oh, I've got a bit of, could put some of that in there. Let's do a bit of gold, why not? And then that's a nice colour for that. Now it's not crinkled. Oh, actually, tell a lie, I've got some of this left over. Right, let's cut some of this off. Got stuff stuck to me. There we go. It's got a bit of that. Yeah, I'll just use that a whole bit. So I'm thinking if I do, you know, because it's quite a big space, I could fit quite a few goodies in there. Somehow. You know, it's not just a small little hole is what I was getting at. Should I do them one at a time? Probably, shouldn't I? Let's try them one at a time, because otherwise I'm gonna get myself in a right mess. So, oh goodness, my fingers! Come on, you can do it, Justin. It's just a bit of crochet. There we go. Got that tied. There we go. And then a bit of green. Oh, I don't know. No, I want them together, don't I? Oh, give me a minute. My goodness me, what is wrong with me? Let's try that again. I will do this. Probably that crochet could do with being a little bit longer, to be honest. Maybe then that would be easiest, but oh, I'm determined to use up my scraps. Right. Here we go. Almost there. Okay. We're putting that. There's got to be an easier way to do this. If anyone knows, let me know. Anyone watching me for the first time, you'd be put off crafting for life, wouldn't you? But that does look very cool and unique, which is the point, isn't it? Okay, right, let's tidy this up. So if I take that way, bit of the gold, that's it. Just think this gold wants tightening up a bit. There we go, got it. Yeah, that looks really cool. I like it. Just need to do a little bit of fiddling, but generally speaking, just gonna make the gold a little bit shorter. So we've got all different heights of stuff, and sorry, just want to make, that's it. There you go, everything's similar, more in proportion now. There you go. I just want to tidy up crochet. That's that, and the crochet is a little bit hairy. There we go, how's that? Ta-da! Yeah, pretty happy with that. Right, that was the last piece. Thank goodness. I don't know what's been wrong with me today. So we have got a tag made from some packaging, which I'm going to just tidy up that hole a bit because I'm not too happy with that, but that looks pretty good. So we've got that. We've got the notebook, which I'm just going to glue this trim along the side of. We've got our vellum pocket, which, all right, fair enough, was pre-made, but you know. We have got a simple pocket, and we've got a floating version, just wants inking around those two, and filling, obviously. We've got this like corner triangle type pocket, and we've got the envelope pocket, which again is very simply decorated, but I do like how much space there is in there. So I now need to go through my stash and fill the pockets because I do not like an empty pocket. And yeah, but that's a whole bunch of pieces made. I think that's good enough for this week, isn't it? As I say, I was a little bit rusty because I've been gone a while, but it all came together in the end. It always does, doesn't it? If we just persevere, eventually we get it sorted. Sorry, I was just tidying up as I went. So I will leave it there. That is my stuff for Green Week. Next week we will do blue, which I have a whole heap of papers left over from a blue project I did, oh my goodness, was it last year? Must have been last year. So that should keep us busy for then. So for now, I'll say goodbye. Thank you so much if you're still watching. If you are still here, let me know, send me an emoji. let's do a twinkle heart emoji like what I normally share with you. Yeah, if you're still here, send me one of those so I know, our little secret code. Because honestly, you deserve that sparkle emoji. You really do, for still being here. All right then, thanks everyone, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye for now.